Earlier this year, we welcomed players back to the world of Moss with the release of Moss, Book 2, the award-winning sequel, VR Awards VR Game of the Year winner and the Game Awards Best VR/R Game nominee, adds to the fan-favorite franchise by picking up right where the story of Moss left off nearly 4 years ago. Today, we're excited to share that both Moss and Moss, Book 2 represent two premier launch day titles for PlayStation VR 2 upon its release in February 2023. We have a lot to share with you about the enhanced versions of the games, but I'll keep the lore details to ourselves to not spoil it for anyone. Similar to when Moss released on PSVR in 2018, Moss, Book 2 was greeted with positive reception, quickly ascending the ranks to sit alongside Moss as one of the all-time top-rated VR games. And while the story continues in the same world, the look and feel and the overall experience in Moss, Book 2 is dramatically enhanced from its predecessor. This was expected, as we continue to learn and leverage evolving technology throughout development to help us optimize the game players would later experience. Now, once we got our hands on PSVR 2 hardware, we experimented and discovered new ways to draw players deeper into the world of Moss as they take on the first-person role of the reader, the key ally of the hero Quill. Luckily, the platform's 2 controller setup, enhanced haptic feedback, visual improvements, and eye tracking capabilities minimize the constraints previous hardware put on our team. And as we've said before when bringing our games to new platforms, we don't just want to get them up and running on PSVR 2 and call it a day. We spend our time on all aspects of the game, across graphics and gameplay, with the end goal being a truly unique and memorable experience. Here are a few ways we leveraged PSVR 2 hardware to enhance players' overall first-person immersion within the Moss franchise. Improved haptics. Players can now feel the effects of world-shaking events, damaging attacks, and movement throughout the world. The haptic feedback from PSVR 2 Sense controllers and headset vibration gives the player a greater sense of presence and danger in the game, allowing them to feel even more attached to Quill, the game's brave young hero who players partner with during the adventure. 2 controller setup. Playing with 2 PSVR 2 Sense controllers provides a natural feeling, allowing players to express themselves more freely in the world when reaching in to manipulate the environment, interact with Quill, or engage the weapon inventory system during battle. Adaptive triggers. Actions will feel distinct to players as they experience the tension and weight of virtual objects while grabbing and moving them within the world. Breakable pots and barrels now respond to the amount of force being used, breaking apart once they're squeezed enough to overcome the trigger's resistance. Eye tracking. Interactive objects now emit a subtle glow when looked at. This allows players to quickly spot interactive objects during puzzles and throughout the game. Eye tracking also informs Quill where players are looking so she can offer hints if she figures something out before them. Foveated rendering and increased field of view. Moss and Moss, Book 2 run at 90 FPS in 4K, 2000x2040 per eye, even with the lighting and texture improvements. That, along with a larger field of view, gives players a deeper sense of immersion. Overall, the PSVR 2 hardware makes it easier for us to truly transport players and immerse them in a captivating world of breathtaking environments, rich storytelling, and elevated level and combat design. Altogether, we believe it creates an experience you can't find anywhere else. And in just a few short months, millions of new and existing fans will experience these enhanced versions of Moss and Moss, Book 2 on the latest VR hardware. PSVR 2 is pushing the industry forward, and we're thrilled to be a part of it. Players can now pre-order Moss and Moss, Book 2 for PlayStation VR 2 on PS5. PlayStation Plus players can get 10% off their pre-order purchase. Those looking to pre-order both games can get 20% off by choosing the franchise bundle.
Anyone, please help!
Okay. Uh-oh. Get away from me! Come on. This in history class. No!